Emily, what are we doing today?
Today we're going to be stabbing pumpkins and carving faces in them and then sharing them with their families. Today we're going to be dealing with the dark side.
Okay, we're going to be carving pumpkins and killing people, as Emily said. And we're also going to be answering some friendship questions. Because Emily and I are friends. Emily got this bump pumpkin.
I did. I got the sad one because I didn't
So,
notice.
first step of pumpkin carving.
It's to make sure that you have a pumpkin. Step 1 complete.
Step 2.
Step 2 is to kill it.
Alright, Emily, question number 1 is, who are your top 3 lady heroes?
You know, here's the thing. I hate everyone. I really look up to CL from 2N and from just CL. Because YG.
Kiana's a good one.
Yeah, I like Kiana a lot. I like Kiana for a long time actually. Because 4 Minute was one of the first groups that I really got into. 4 Minute. Probably like Wonder Woman. I like Wonder Woman.
My female heroes are myself,
That's important.
Kiana, and Strawberry Shortcake. Because she's just so nice to everyone. And I aspire to be nice to everyone.
You are nice to everyone.
Except if you're a pumpkin.
She can only be nice for so long. Just to get over it. Fucking normal.
Emily!
Usually you can go down and then up, but I jiggled it down and then now it's just.
Do you need help?
I don't need that kind of help.
Next question. When you were little, what did you want to be?
When I was little, I thought I was going to be a teacher. I was like, I'm 110% going to be a teacher. Like, I'm so excited to educate the minds of children. And then as I got older, I disliked children. And I realized that they're loud.
I think I'm going to cut this part out. When I was little, I wanted to be a lot of things. But one of the things I wanted to be the most was a veterinarian. I'm gonna get paper towels. Anyways, I'm gonna cut this guy out and then. Oh, she's soft.
Oh, she's soft. She is soft. She is.
Who do you think should run for president in 2 years?
At this point, I don't know.
I think Emily should run for president. I don't know. Beyonce!
I actually thought Beyonce when you first said it. Apparently, Kanye is running for president.
Did he actually decide to do it, or
no? He's just. I don't know what Kanye is doing.
Kanye doesn't know. Anywho's.
Any woozies?
What's the best book you've read so far this year? I don't read.
You know what? I feel personally attacked. It's not that I don't like to read. It's that it's sometimes hard to get into books, for one. And then 2, it's hard to like stay on top of reading because like I have so much to do with like work, school, and like this kind of stuff. So it's like it's hard to stay on top of reading.
The best book I've read this year is the Bible. Next question. What makes you feel afraid?
Asha. Like just like scared, or like afraid, like, wow, I'm gonna be alone for the rest of my life afraid? Because we can get into that if we want to, but that's a conversation.
I don't know. Maybe just like afraid. I don't like wasps. Like I can deal with bees. Wasps.
I'm allergic to that stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. My God. I guess like something that like scares me would be like, I don't like the dark that much.
Why don't every time I go into the practice room, you're always in the dark?
I don't like the dark when I don't know what's in the dark. You know, so
Oh,
like dark.
that's something definitely.
Yeah. I don't like that kind of dark. I don't like the ocean. I don't like the ocean.
That's so
terrifying. I like the ocean and the fact that I like looking at it in pictures and stuff. But I do not wish to be in the depths of it.
What's your most embarrassing childhood memory? One just came to mind, but it's not that embarrassing. It's just kind of sad. Okay. So once upon a time, I was at the beach and I was with my great aunt and my grandma. Not my great aunt. Yeah, my great aunt and my grandma, and I was with my brother too. My brother and I were like in the water, and there was like this girl, and she was a little bit bigger, and like she was in the water with us. I didn't know her. I didn't look at her. Like I don't know like who she was. Like I never talked to her in my life. Anyways, we got back to the beach, like shore, to like have lunch, and then the girl's mom came up to us, and she was like, she like pointed at me, and she was like, she was calling my daughter fat, and I was like, what? And like I was like 8. I was like literally 8. Whoever, my grandma or whoever, was like, oh, like we're so sorry and everything. Like I couldn't say anything because I was like, this isn't true. But like I was 8. I don't know how to speak, and like I started crying because. And then my grandma was like, why are you crying? And I was like, because it's not true. And I just broke my pumpkin. And it's fine. My aunt like went up to the woman and she was like, I know this girl and she would never call anyone fat and like blah, blah, blah. The woman was like, oh, I'm so sorry. My daughter's like dramatic sometimes. I was 8. She was probably like 16.
Really?
Yeah, she was probably like 16.
My traumatic, sad childhood story was when I was in like 5th or 6th grade. I was in choir.
Oh.
Yeah, I was actually pretty good at choir because I actually liked singing and I worked really hard at it. So I would like sing at home and I was like, yeah. And so we'd have like an end of the year like show type thing.
Yeah.
And so, my teacher one day, she pulled me aside and she was like, hey Emily, so there's like this like solo and I want you to try out for it because I feel like you'd be really good at it because I see how hard you work. And I was like, oh my gosh, like really? She's like, yeah, for sure. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. So she was like, okay, solo time. So we would have like, we sat in our little like room and stuff, and then people who were gonna do solos, they'd come up and just sing that part. And so it was like me and like probably like 6 other people. And so we went up to sing, and they all went. They were pretty good, but I had been practicing. Girl, I had been practicing. So I went up there and I started singing. I sang my heart out, and I was like, yes. And I had the volume. I had everything. I was like, yes. I worked so hard, and the teacher was like, wow. And then like just as my audition was like ending, I heard like one of the boys in the class, and he was like, I didn't know whales could sing. And all these other boys laughed. And then she offered me the solo and I turned it down. And I didn't sing in my choir anymore.
No!
I was like, I'm not singing in choir anymore. I'm done with that.
No! That should have encouraged you.
Not at like in 6th grade. When I only had like 2 friends.
When you said that, I would have been like, who was your first crush? Oh! Who was your first crush, Emily?
Well, there was this one boy one time when I was in daycare.
Okay.
When I was in like, well, not in, I was like 4.
Right.
And his name was Ben. And apparently, I really liked Ben. And apparently, I made it known to Ben that I really liked Ben. So I would just like, so he worked at my daycare, and I would just stare at him. I would just stare at him. And he'd be like, he told my mom one time, he was like, I try to like interest her in things, but she just stares at me. And I was just staring at him, and I was like, Ben. He's like, oh my God. And that's the story of how I got rejected by Ben.
My first crush is probably not gonna watch this. I was in kindergarten. I had a crush on this boy named Mason. Spiky blonde hair, blue eyes, and he was super cute. He was super cute. One time, he was opening the door for all the girls in the class, and like all the girls like kissed him on the cheek, and he would go, ah. So this has been really boring, but but these are our pumpkins, Guppy and Fred. I hope you enjoyed our pumpkin carving, and we'll be back again soon.